Hi, Kaylee.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Having a nice day?
Yes, it was sunny and now it's a little gloomy out, but at least it's not winter anymore. Being in the Northeast, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we had a little bit of sunshine in London today, and I was like, this is making me so happy.
So you understand my pain.
Yeah. I was just giving a little intro into TouchNote and One Tree Planted. So, just for anyone who doesn't know or isn't familiar with TouchNote, it's a personalized card photo gift sending company, and you can do it all from your phone, just in the app. And we recently partnered with One Tree Planted, and we've been planting. I think it's over 10,000 trees now together, and then so it's for every 10 new members we plant a new tree as well. But I'll leave it to you. You're the expert, so I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the project and our partnership and everything.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much for all of your support. It's because of brand partners like TouchNote that we're able to just get more trees in the ground. A little bit about One Tree Planted. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that aids global reforestation. So basically, that means we plant trees all over the world. At this point, it's probably easier to ask us where we don't plant because we are in most regions around the world now, and we're constantly adding new projects that you can pick from. If you did ever want to contribute to a project, it's only $1 to plant a tree, so that makes it simple for both businesses and individuals alike to make a positive impact. As far as TouchNote's contribution, you guys contributed to our British Columbia project, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. We're doing so much amazing work in Canada right now. In BC alone, in the next 2 months, we're working on planting over 1 million trees. So we have our work cut out for us in British Columbia. A general overview of that project is essentially, over the last few years, they've been experiencing a lot of disease and pests in their forests, which is killing a lot of the trees. When that happens, dead trees are perfect to fuel forest fires. So people who aren't too familiar with Canada's landscape might be surprised to know that they too have been experiencing some severe forest fires over the past few years, just like we hear about in California and the Amazon. So by planting trees, it will hopefully prevent those future forest fires from happening, and also prevent future disease and pests. The reason that stuff happens in the first place is because you don't have a healthy ecosystem. So just by creating those healthy ecosystems again, it helps prevent all of that stuff in the future. So it's a huge impact. It's a great project to contribute towards, and it just keeps growing. So it's a
Amazing.
good one.
How's the project going so far?
Yeah, it's going good. Like I said, a lot of active planting is happening right now. Canada and most places, the ideal tree planting times are in the spring and the fall. So lots of planting has started now. Pretty much everywhere in Canada, it's kicked into full gear when it comes to tree planting.
Wow. I mean, it's been such a difficult year. I mean, luckily at TouchNote we can work remotely and everything. How has that impacted it all?
Yeah, well, our team in the office, luckily, we were able to just sort of pack up our things and work from home too. So, um, for the people who aren't actually planting trees but doing all the behind the scenes work, luckily things really didn't slow down for us. And our projects too didn't really slow down either. There were some delays when the pandemic first hit as people were navigating, okay, how do we plant trees safely now?
Yeah.
But a lot of our projects are in rural areas. So way out in the forest, they didn't have to be too consumed or too concerned about COVID, and planting can easily be done 6 feet apart from each other. So just initially there were a few delays, but really we were still able to accomplish a lot in the last year.
Mm.
In 2020, we still were able to plant over 14 million trees. This year, we're still projecting to plant over 20 million trees. So no pandemic is slowing us down. Reforestation doesn't wait for anyone, so we're going to keep going.
Yeah. So what are the benefits of planting trees? What are the impacts? I'm just interested in that.
Yeah, well, we like to talk about the 6 pillars of reforestation, and basically those pillars um, kind of give you an idea of all the different ways tree planting can help. A lot of people know that that trees, provide oxygen, or a lot of people know now that they help with climate change by absorbing carbon, but people don't realize that there's way more impacts than that when it comes to planting trees. But anyway, so the 6 pillars of reforestation are air, water, biodiversity, social impact, health, and climate. So those are the different areas. Planting trees helps keep all of those things healthy. So another thing it also helps with is achieving all 17 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. If people haven't seen those before, it's a wide range of areas from creating gender equality, ending poverty, ending hunger, things like that. And planting trees actually helps achieve all of those goals, which is really cool. People don't always think, well, how could planting trees have anything to do with gender equality? And actually, a lot. There have been lots of studies to show that women really care about the environment and are huge leaders and drivers in the environmental realm. So that's pretty cool. A lot of our projects are run by women. And it provides job opportunities and training and all these amazing things. The trees clean the water and help wildlife. So there's just all these amazing things they do.
That's so interesting because you always hear of it like in relation to carbon, don't you? You never hear about like all the little bits.
Yeah. The whole like carbon thing is sort of like the sexy topic right now. A lot of businesses will reach out, and that's great too. Businesses reach out about wanting to offset their carbon and things like that. But it's a lot trickier than that, than
Yeah.
people think. Just because you plant a tree doesn't mean that tree is sequestering its maximum carbon right away. It takes time, and it's a process, and lots of tracking and monitoring. But even if you're not in it for the carbon, there's just so many benefits to planting trees alone.
Yeah, because it's actually like Mental Health Week, and I know the main theme is, connecting to nature, and I think like there's so many mental health benefits to being obviously involved in that. Do you have any information on that in relation to trees or?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that trees absorb carbon, but they're also great about absorbing harmful pollutants in the air too. And a majority of people on the entire planet are actually breathing polluted air as we speak. And that's a lot of people in cities, but really anywhere, asthma cases have risen. So trees are a great nature-based solution in helping clean the air. There have been studies to show that schools that are surrounded by trees, that students perform better. Anyone that's ever heard of forest bathing before, it's not when you take a bath in the forest, but just by immersing yourself in the forest, taking some time to walk in nature, just really clears your mind. For me, whenever I get time in the forest, I always tell people it feels like my brain's been massaged. Um, there have been other signs of just it being able to reduce anxiety and depression. So if people are struggling with that and haven't tried nature, or you're not a nature person, just give it a try. It might help. There's something about that greenery that just really makes you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you hear something about like outside hospitals when there are trees out there, it can make a difference, or it's amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there have been studies too that suggest that trees being outside a patient's window of a hospital can actually help them heal faster. I don't think anyone's really sure like why. If it's just like the aesthetic is pleasing and it's calming, it makes you feel good. But there is something about, I mean, we're part of nature, so it only makes sense that when we feel connected to it, that we kind of feel ourselves. So it makes sense to me.
I love that. It's so good. I mean, there are so many like projects you guys have got going on, you know. I mean, once this one's done, where's next? You know, what are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many projects. There's never anything that's ever done. We're always on to the next one. So BC is just one project out of, I mean, hundreds of projects we have now. So really, we're in the Amazon, we're in Australia, we're expanding projects. We've been fortunate enough to partner with a lot of great local organizations that are experts in their local landscapes of planting trees, and we've been able to help them scale their projects larger, build new nurseries. We're really focused on improving on forest monitoring right now. We actually just won an amazing grant that is going to allow us to purchase some drones to better our forest monitoring, which is definitely a gap across the board among reforestation right now, because so many of these trees are planted in such rural places where when we're able to fly drones over, we're able to just capture amazing photos and document tree growth and everything. So we're really excited to dive into that some more too.
Yeah, I've seen you guys' pictures. They're literally look amazing.
We tried.
So we were lucky enough to go back to the office yesterday, and we were all talking about like our top sustainability tips. Do you have any, or does One Tree Planted have any?
Yeah. Well, I'd say if anyone's new to sustainability or is thinking about how they can be more sustainable in their life, I always recommend baby steps. You're not going to be an eco warrior overnight. And you have to kind of be easy on yourself. We all make mistakes, but every little bit helps. So those baby steps, like stop buying the plastic water bottles, get a reusable one. It's really not that hard. So many places have access to water fountains now, so that's always a good first step. There's of course the reusable straws. You just have to remember to take them with you. If you don't have them with you, just try to not use the straw. You might
Yeah,
spill a little bit, but for the sake of the planet, it's worth it. And then those grocery bags. I am awful about remembering my reusable grocery bag. So I have to put like a pile of them in my car so that eventually when I run out, it'll be over time. But those are a few good first steps for people. And if you are already an eco warrior, there is always ways to improve. So just pay attention to your daily patterns, and you'll start to see little things like, oh, maybe you bike to work a few times a week, or maybe you try plant-based meal if you're a meat eater. Even just reducing your meat. You don't have to quit all of it. Just reduce it a little bit. If we all make these small changes, collectively, it makes a difference.
yeah. I mean, definitely felt that one about the straws. Like I always feel like so aware of which ones have good like paper straws now and not, because they make such a difference, don't they?
Yeah. And like worst case scenario, you have to like sip it out of the cup while you're driving, or just wait till you get to work, or, whatever the situation is, but you'll feel better about it when you do.
Oh, good. Well, it's been absolutely amazing chatting to you. I mean, I just want to see if anyone's got any quick questions. I'm just going to
Sure.
scroll up. Can't see any, but I love all the recycling tips. Okay. I think that's it then. Yeah, always bring a backpack to the supermarket.
I like that. Sometimes I've definitely done that a few times where like I'll bring an out of ordinary bag with me because that's like maybe all I have in my car at the time. I've definitely used the backpack and I'm like, oh God, people are going to think I'm weird or stealing or something, but it's better than getting the plastic bag.
So true. So true. Well, it's been so lovely chatting, and thank you so much for answering all my questions.
Yeah,
And
no problem.
hope you have a lovely evening, or I
You
guess it's day
too.
for you, isn't it?
It is day for me. Yep. And if anyone wants to get involved
Oh,
or plant a tree,
hold on, there are a
just
couple of questions.
okay, awesome.
Right. Oh, is there anything we can do in our urban environments? Um, okay, yeah, I guess so. Just in an urban environment, is there anything you can do, like to, I guess, plant trees or be more sustainable or get connect to nature? I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're someone who's ambitious, there is such a thing as tree planting in cities. We do it all the time. And actually, twice a year, we do host a lot of volunteer events near or in most major cities in the United States. So if you do want to get your hands in the dirt, you can always volunteer with us. If you're super ambitious, there are ways to get tree planting going in your own city. I'd actually recommend signing up for our Tree Ambassador program. When you do that, we actually provide you with a bunch of helpful tips on how to create your own tree planting community event. It's a lot of work, but you'll feel really good about it when you do. Yeah, and then in the city, it's sort of, there's almost more options to be more sustainable, right? Like using public transportation, there's plenty of trash you can pick up, and things like that. I mean, there's so much to do, and many ways you can help.
I feel like everyone kind of got into growing their own kind of veg or whatever in lockdown, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. I
So
mean, I
successful.
have all of these plants now because of the pandemic.
So I'm just answering the question on how the partnership between TouchNote and One Tree Plantable works. So basically, for every 10 members who join our community, we will plant a tree. And then also today on the app, we launched these beautiful cards called Nature Notes. So if you just search that, and 10% of the profits will go back to nature, back to you guys. So that's a few of the ways that it works. Do you plant Iroquois species? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
I'm not sure. We plant a lot of different species, and it's all custom to whatever landscape we're planting in. So only native species for any particular area. Like I said, I mean, we're planting all kinds of different species. So maybe if we haven't, we might soon.
Very nice. That sounds good. And then I think, yeah, I think that's it. I mean, little job request in there. Just check out our LinkedIn. I'm sure you can apply there or from the site. Nearly right on the Iroquois, so I'm not sure. Great. Any other questions? It's a tropical hardwood.
Oh, good to know. I'm the social media manager, so I'm not the forestry expert.
And yeah, the card artwork is amazing, so I really do recommend you check it out. It's the Nature Notes bits and pieces. And yeah, donation is always an added bonus as well. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll just double check again. Yeah. Oh, what's your favorite tree? Do you have a favorite tree?
I do. My favorite tree is the rainbow eucalyptus tree. What's really cool about it is obviously it's a species of eucalyptus, but when it sheds its bark, the exposed areas actually turn different colors. So it literally looks like a rainbow, and it's so cool. It grows in like tropical environments.
Oh, that sounds great, and it has a good name. I was just going to go for like a maple or something. So that's why you're One Tree planted, isn't it?
I look at a lot of trees.
Hi from Canada, from Italy. Love this. Okay, great. Well, I think that's all of them now. But I will hopefully talk to you soon, and I'm really excited to carry on working together.
Yeah, well, thank you again for your support. We really appreciate it. If anyone's curious in learning more about One Tree Planted, you can visit our Instagram, which is just at One Tree Planted, or our website, onetreeplanted.org, and have enjoyed the rest of your evening.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for coming online for this. And yeah, look forward to seeing more of you. Cheers.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.